Good morning, afternoon, or evening. My name is Mike at Filmboy24, and today we're doing it again. We've got an old roll of Super 8 movie film. It was shot a very long time ago, presumably, and today we're going to find out what's on it. Yep. I've never processed this film before, or maybe I have. You see, I'm not exactly sure what it is. It is Sears branded, and I think it's probably a Kodachrome K40 film. Now, it's 40 ASA, it's Type A, it's color movie film, and it's from the 70s or 80s. It's fully exposed, and based on my little sticky that I put on the bottom of a lot of these carts, I purchased it in January of this year, 2021. It was fully exposed when I got it. It came with a bunch of other things and other film. It came from Point Park, Michigan. That's all I can tell you. I don't know what year it was shot, presumably in the mid-70s to early 80s, because that's kind of when people stopped shooting this type of film, I think. So before I get started, there are a couple of things that I want to address. First and foremost, my last two videos and the audio. Man, you point a lot. The audio was a total mess. The last two videos that I uploaded, they were both shot on the same day, and I didn't really notice that I had audio issues until I was at the editing software. When I realized that my audio was so terrible, I actually called my wife in because I got tinnitus and I can't hear anything really. And I called my wife in and I said, "Is this audio as bad as I think it is?" She said, "Yeah." And she usually tries to say things to appease me. And she was dead honest and said, "Yeah, it sounds bad." Well, I wasn't going to reshoot both videos, so I went ahead and published them anyway. And a lot of subscribers, a lot of people commented and pointed out to me. Thank you to everyone that did point it out. I am aware of it. I was aware of it. But I wasn't aware of what the problem was. So I troubleshot, and I thought that it was my recorder. I thought my levels had gotten bumped up, or the record level, the input level was way too high because it was crackling and it almost sounded like it was just peaking. Well, that wasn't the case. A couple of people pointed out to me, check the obvious. Well, I never checked the obvious. The battery or the button cell in my lav mic was completely dead. Didn't register the test needle at all. Change the battery. We have sound again. Thank you everybody that pointed out the issues. I like to hear from other people. I like to know when I'm messing up big time, which is usually most of the time. So thank you. I appreciate it. Got it sorted out. Now I know. I usually do check the obvious. Now I know to always check the obvious. One other thing I want to mention. Yeah. If you're not interested in seeing some of these updates, just, tap the screen, fast forward. We'll get to this. This is a Krasnogorsk 3 16mm camera, or K3. A lot of you have them. A lot of you are familiar with them. I bought this one maybe a year ago, maybe not quite that long ago. I thought it was in better shape than it was. I've used it quite a few times, and I've gotten pretty good results from it. But I'm not happy with just the diopter is broken on it. It's coming apart. There's some issues with it, little issues that I wasn't totally happy with. Still going to probably use it as a run and gun camera, but we have a brand new one. Now, when I say brand new, of course these were made in the 70s in Russia, but this is an actual brand new one. It wasn't made in 2021. It was still made in the 70s, but it was never used. It's mint, perfect mint, not a scratch on it. Everything about it is brand spanking new. I'm not going to open it because it's new and it's kind of hard to push the lid on. Yeah, I'll open it for you. Brand new. Still has the undesirable loop formers. Where are they at? Right here. Those will be coming out soon. And I know I promised, and I'm still going to deliver on my promise. This camera that I'm holding all kinds of funky ways is going to receive a zero loop former transformation, and a Super 16 transformation. I've talked about it. People have called me out on it. Hey, you said you were going to upgrade to Super 16 in your K3, and they are absolutely right. You guys always keep me on my toes. That's coming soon. I'm going to do a part 2 to my 16mm filmmaking video, and it's going to include everything there that I know about the K3. I'm going to compare 100-foot loads in the K3 reflex camera to 100-foot loads in the H16 Bolex reflex camera. And I'm also going, probably be a separate video, I'm going to remove the loop formers and upgrade to Super 16. I have all the parts to do that. Recenter the lens and widen the gate. Moving on. I know I guess I'm a little long-winded. Here we are. This is a very old roll of what I think, you guys probably know better than me, but what I think might be rebranded Kodak Kodachrome K40 film. It is branded Sears 8. It is, yeah, I know, I gotta look like I'm getting old. I get, the bottom of the glasses close up. So it's rebranded. It's a Type A 40 ASA color film, which is exactly what Kodachrome was, although it really was a black and white film that color was added to during processing. We are going to try our best to process it as a black and white negative. I call it negative because it's not really meant to be a negative film. I'm going to do my best. I'll do a snip test to make sure. I've never processed this brand film before, so let's snip test it. I'm guessing it's probably going to be somewhere in the 66 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit developer for probably about 3 to 4 minutes. We will know in just a few minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip test. I'm going to load it into this Lomo UPB 1A 50-foot processing tank. You can load up to 50 feet reels of film, 2 of them, in this tank, 16, 8, and Super 8 film into this processing tank. Seal it up, give it some agitation, and let's process it. The next time you see this ugly mug, I will have this tank loaded. Then we're going to take it in there and we're going to develop it. Hopefully we get an image. We don't always get good images. I may get nothing, by the way, out of this, but I'm still going to show you that nothing because I do this step by step. It's a little different than my other videos. If you've watched me at all in the past, which hopefully you have, you know that I usually shoot, process, and then decide whether or not I'm going to make a video about that film. Not this case. We'll find out together. Stay tuned. Well, that didn't take too long, did it? Well, for me it did, but for you, nah, not at all. So I did a snip test, and I developed for 2, 4, and 6 minutes. And I'm being honest with you there, the results were not so good. I'm going to do about 3.5 minutes with this, which is kind of where you want to be with this old, really old, nasty stuff. And that's going to be at about 67 degrees Fahrenheit. That's where I feel like I got the least amount of dark and the least amount of, well, light. So we will give it a shot. The beauty of this is, I don't know. I don't have a clue. You're watching this video, and I really, truly don't know how this is going to turn out. It may be a black screen, and if it is, I'm sorry, but you get to look at my ugly mug for a few minutes. I am going to dash on into that kitchen there, which is my makeshift processing room, and I'm going to fill this bad boy up with chemicals and see what we get. In the interim, I will show you a very quick montage of my developing process. It is a canned montage that I shot some time ago, but I keep the, the process pretty much the same. I use photo flow and not dish soap anymore, so ignore that part. Pretend that's photo flow. So here's that quick montage. If you don't want to watch it, just tap the screen over here and get through it. You'll see my results here shortly. I'll be back in a millimicrosecond. Here it is. For you, it's just been like that. For me, it's been about 4 hours running around, eating, processing, drying, scanning. This Sears 40 ASA Super 8 film cart. You know, I figured that this was going to happen eventually, and the time is now to show you utter garbage. What I got from this roll of film is disgusting. Not disgusting in content, disgusting because I wasted a lot of my time and your time trying to get an image out of something that, well, I probably should have known better. You know, guys, this is real time for me. I can decide to just not upload these videos and waste a lot of time, or go ahead and put it out there and let people see the realities behind trying to process some of this old, expired, well expired, probably poorly kept Super 8 film. So I am going to show you just a couple seconds, that's all you're going to need, of what happened with this roll. Again, I did a test strip and I got somewhere in the 3.5 minute, and now that was only just to be able to see through the film for what I thought was, you know, probably about right. About 3.5 minutes. And that's what I did with this roll. And I usually do that with these older junky carts like that, and a little bit cooler temperature. So I don't need to do a whole lot more yakking. Let me show you what happened. Again, I apologize if I wasted your time. I'm feeling really dejected. I'm starting to rethink my strategy when it comes to found film and this type of weird film. At any rate, if you like videos like this, which likely you do not, but if you do, how about punching that like button for me and turning it blue? Or subscribe. How about do both? Yeah, subscribe. Leave me a comment. Should I bother with this kind of film? You know, E160 I do pretty well with and get a pretty good image with the old Ektachrome 160. Not so much with this. I might try it once or twice more and see if there's any luck whatsoever, but I apologize for the third time. And until the very next time that I see each and every one of you, even on bad days I got to do it. I'll see you all on the next go around.